The crowd roared as Dr. Grumthor stomped onto the stage, tusks gleaming, jacket stretched to its limit. He slammed his fist on the desk. Welcome back, everybody. Today's guest is a dwarf who thinks sniffing sparkly powder counts as a lifestyle. Bring him out. A stout dwarf shuffled forward, beard matted, eyes red-rimmed. He clutched a pouch of shimmering dust that trailed glitter as he walked.
Grumthor, the dwarf mumbled. I can't stop sniffing magic dust. Makes me feel strong, brave. Like I can swing an axe through mountains. But without it,
He trembled.
without it, I'm nothing.
The audience gasped. A few heckled. A few clapped. Grumthor leaned forward, tusks bared. Nothing? You're already nothing if a bag of glitter owns you. The dwarf bristled.
You don't understand, it gives me fire in my blood.
Grumthor snorted so hard the candles flickered. Fire? That's not fire, Beard Breath. That's a leash. Every sniff, every sparkle, that dust drags you lower, while whispering high. You think you're a warrior, but you're just a mule chasing sparkles. The crowd howled with laughter, then hushed. Grumthor stood, voice booming. Listen, Stone Skull. A true dwarf is forged in discipline, not dust. Every time you reach for that pouch, you trade a piece of yourself. You don't need magic to be strong. You need to remember what strength even is. It's grit, sweat, swinging the axe when your body screams no. Dust won't give you that. Only you can. The dwarf's eyes watered. Slowly, he loosened his grip on the pouch. The glitter spilled across the stage, catching the light like stars, then blew away under Grumthor's stomp. The orc leaned down, voice low and harsh. You want power? Earn it. You want respect? Live it. But if you keep shoving dust up your nose, the only thing you'll bury is yourself. The crowd erupted, stomping and chanting, Grumthor! 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 The dwarf nodded, beard trembling. For the first time, he stood taller, without the pouch in his hand. Grumthor turned back to the audience for his sign-off. Remember this, addiction is a chain you forge yourself. Break it or it breaks you. Orc out! Deep in the desert wandered Aro, an armadillo with a shell unlike any other. Upon his back, instead of spines or scars, were rows of tiny books bound in leather and cloth. Each book carried a story, and Aro carried them all. By day, he traveled from village to village, his little legs kicking up sand. When people gathered, Aro would curl up tight, and his shell would open like a chest. Out tumbled books of every kind, fairy tales, riddles, songs, and histories. The villagers beamed with excitement as Aro hummed softly, his heart warm with joy. For some, it was the first book they had ever held. They read of faraway seas, of kings and wanderers, of dreams that soared into reality, and crickets that laughed. By night, Aro rested beneath the desert sky, listening as the villagers read aloud by lantern light. Their voices turned the silent dunes into a chorus of stories. In the bustling city of Elderspire, tucked between a potion shop and a tavern, stood a peculiar establishment, Merlinio's Majestic Beards. The sign outside read, Enchantments while you wait, guaranteed to dazzle. Adventurers flocked to it, knights, bards, even dwarves with already glorious beards wanted a touch of wizardly magic. Step right up, cried Merlinio, a foreigner wizard with a beard that trailed behind him like a royal cape. Today's a special, self-breathing enchantments. His first customer, a grizzled knight, emerged moments later with a beard that tied itself into bows whenever he spoke. The tavern roared with laughter. Next came a bard, who requested a flair for performance. Merlinio waved his wand, and the bard's beard sprouted into tiny bells that jingled with every note. The crowd applauded. A dwarf entered, demanding elegance. With a dramatic flourish, Merlinio enchanted the dwarf's beard to sparkle like diamonds. The dwarf strutted proudly until pigeons began chasing him, mistaking his beard for scattered magical grain. Word spread fast. The salon's results were unpredictable, often ridiculous, but never dull. Some customers stormed out furious, others laughed until tears ran down the sides of their face. But still, the line outside never ended. When asked about the chaos, Merlinio only winked. Beards are meant to have a character. I merely amplify it. And so Elderspire became known across the realm as the city where even the most fearsome warriors might walk the streets with glittery, jingling, or bow-tied beards. Thanks to one wizard who believed no beard should ever be boring. The road stretched long and empty, dust clinging to the boots of a Grenolian soldier. He had been traveling for days, carrying little more than his pack and his silence. At dusk, he came upon a small abandoned house by the roadside. Its shutters hung crooked, the roof sagged, and weeds tangled through the stones. Seeking rest, the soldier stepped inside. That's when he heard it, a faint whimper, soft as a sigh. He followed the sound to a broken cupboard, and there, curled in the shadows, was a puppy. Its fur was matted, its belly thin, but its eyes were bright. When the soldier reached out, the little creature wagged its tail, as if it had been waiting for him. The soldier knelt, lifting the puppy gently into his arms. It licked his chin, and he felt something stir in his chest, a warmth he had not carried in a long time. He shared his bread, his water, and his fire that night. The pup curled at his side, snoring softly, as though it had always belonged there. In the morning, the soldier fastened his pack and set off once more. Only now, his footsteps were lighter. Beside him trotted the puppy, tail wagging, nose in the wind. Down by the riverbank lived a beaver named Tovin, who was not content to build dams the ordinary way. While his kin gathered sticks and mud, Tovin wore spectacles on his nose and filled notebooks with sketches and scribbles.
Why bother with all that nonsense?
The other beavers laughed.
A dam is a dam, sticks and mud or enough.
But Tovin thought otherwise. He measured currents, tested the strength of bark, even built tiny models in jars to see how water flowed. Day and night he worked, paws stained with ink and wood shavings. One spring the river swelled. Rain poured for days, and the usual dams could not hold under the rushing floodwater. The other beavers panicked, hatching frantically, but Tovin had been ready. "Quick, this way!" he cried, leading them to his strange reinforced dam of angled logs, stone supports, and well-built channels. The water rushed against it and held. The pressure split into streams that watered the fields and filled the ponds without sweeping them away. When the storm finally passed, the other beavers gazed at his creation in awe.
Your dam is different,
they admitted.
but it saved us.
Tovin smiled, adjusting his spectacles. Different doesn't mean foolish. It means we find better ways. From then on, the colony worked with Tovin's notebooks and paw, combining old instincts with new ideas, and at night, when the river flowed calmly, Tovin sat by the water, scribbling happily, always asking what else could be improved. The villagers who lived nearby often said, "A beaver builds a dam, but a scientist builds a future."